There's a war most people never talk about. Not the one on the news. Not the one fought with weapons. But the one that wages inside your own skull. A war for your mind, for your peace, for your soul. And right now, if you're struggling mentally, it means the war has reached your doorstep. You're not just hearing the noise. You're living inside the battlefield. But here's what they won't tell you. Struggle isn't your enemy. It's your training ground. This is the forge where warriors are made. And no, this isn't a fairy tale about positive thinking. This is about pain, grit, and the brutal truth that you must claw your way out. Because no one is coming to do it for you. If you're lost, tired, drowning in overthinking, if the weight in your chest hasn't lifted in weeks, listen carefully. This is not the end. It's the call to take command, to burn the old script, to kill the noise, and rebuild your mind with your own bloody hands. You've been living in survival mode. Now it's time to rise in sovereignty. Embrace the pain without flinching. Most people flee the battlefield of the mind. They run into distractions, scrolling endlessly, drinking quietly, smiling in public while screaming in private. They run from their emotions like they're predators. But what if I told you? Pain isn't the predator. It's the guide. Every dark emotion you feel, sadness, anxiety, confusion, despair, it exists for a reason. It's the inner self calling out, demanding attention. It's your soul saying, we've been living wrong. Something must change. But no change happens until the pain becomes unbearable. That's why your mind is loud. That's why your body feels heavy. It's your system refusing to be ignored. So sit in it. Not forever, but long enough to listen. Ask, what am I hiding from? What am I tolerating that's killing me slowly? What lies have I made my identity? Pain is a teacher. If you numb it, you stay ignorant. But if you confront it, you graduate. You rise. Become the master of your inner dialogue. Most of your suffering isn't from reality. It's from the story you tell yourself about reality. And those stories, they're not even yours. They were planted in you by broken people, weak teachers, traumatic moments, and media that profits from fear. You've inherited lies like, I'm not enough. I'll always be like this. Healing is too far away. Some people just never make it. You repeat these lies like prayers, every single day. And like any ritual, they shape your reality. But here's the truth. You are not your thoughts. You are the one who hears the thoughts. And that means you get to choose which ones live and which ones die. So start killing the inner saboteur. Starve the voices that drag you down. Replace them with commands, warrior thoughts. This pain is fuel. I am training in the fire. No matter what, I rise. Control is mine to take. It won't feel natural at first. You'll feel like a fraud. But that's how rewiring works. You carve the new identity through repetition, not emotion. And slowly, the mind bows to your will. That's when freedom begins. Create ruthless structure to anchor the chaos. When your mind is at war, you don't need motivation. You need a system. You need rituals more than feelings. Because feelings lie. But structure keeps you steady when the storm returns. So build the blueprint. Wake up at the same time, no matter how you feel. Move your body daily, even if it's just walking through the fire of resistance. Eat like someone who respects their brain. Keep your space clean. Your environment is a mirror of your inner state. Say no to what drains you, unapologetically. People will say that's robotic. But when your mind is spiraling, structure is salvation. Each routine becomes a stone under your feet, making sure you don't sink, And over time you rise, not with hype, but with discipline. You don't need to feel good. You need to become strong enough to carry the bad days without collapsing. Burn the bridges to what's killing you. You want clarity? Cut what's killing your peace. You already know the habits, the environments, the people who are feeding the storm, but you tolerate them. Why? Because they're familiar. Because change is uncomfortable. Because you fear being alone more than you fear being destroyed. Stop. You cannot heal in the same place that's breaking you. That friend who drains your energy with gossip and chaos. Gone. That ex you still message late at night. Ghost them for your life. That addiction you justify because it's not that bad. Kill it before it owns you. This is surgical. This is merciless. This is what warriors do when they reclaim their territory. It's not about being cold. It's about being clean. Burn the bridge. Seal the exit. And never look back. Your mental freedom depends on it. Build the warrior identity, brick by brick. Now you ask, who am I without the pain? Who am I without the victim story? Here's the truth. You don't find the answer. You build it. Day by day. Brick by bloody brick. You become the kind of person who doesn't wait to feel ready, acts anyway, doesn't crumble from doubt, uses it as a sharpening stone, doesn't blame the world, becomes the antidote to it. You were never meant to blend in. You were born to lead, through your scars, not in spite of them. You become someone who others look to, not because you're perfect, but because you were broken and chose to rise anyway. This isn't just healing. This is rebirth. You are the warrior forged in the ashes of your past. And now, you bring light to others. Not because you're invincible, but because you fought for it. Lesson 1. Sit in the pain without flinching. Theme. You cannot conquer what you refuse to confront. The lie most people believe. When mental struggle hits, society tells you to stay busy. Get distracted. Stay productive. Scroll it away. Drink it down. Fake the smile. Keep moving. But let's be brutally honest. Distraction is just postponed destruction. It doesn't solve the problem. It buries it until it resurfaces even stronger, even darker, and even more controlling. That silent war in your head, it doesn't go away because you're ignoring it. It waits. It studies you. And every time you flinch, it grows. So what's the solution? You stop running. You turn around. And you look the pain in the eye without blinking. Because true warriors do not avoid darkness. They enter it, unarmed and unafraid. Why this step matters. Emotional pain is not weakness. It's not random. It's not just a bad day. Pain is the alarm system of the soul. It rings to tell you something is off, that something deep inside you is misaligned, out of truth, out of balance, out of integrity. Maybe you've been pretending too long. Maybe you've silenced your real voice for too many years. Maybe you've tolerated toxic relationships, lived under false labels, betrayed your own values for comfort or approval. And now your body, your mind, your soul, they're rebelling. They don't want you dead. They want you reborn. The inner work. Let the storm come. Step 1. Isolation with intention. You need time alone. Not to scroll, not to relax, but to listen. Block out 30 minutes. No noise, no people, no screens. Go into the silence. Let it be uncomfortable. Sit with a notebook. Sit with the discomfort. Close your eyes. Let the pain surface. Don't suppress it. You'll feel anger, shame, guilt, confusion. Good. That means the truth is finally waking up. Step 2. Name the beast. Give your pain shape and definition. What are you really feeling? Not bad, not off. That's surface level. Try this. I feel abandoned. I feel invisible. I feel like I betrayed myself. I feel ashamed of my past. I feel like I'm drowning and no one knows. When you name it, you weaken it. Because the unknown has all the power. Clarity steals it back. Step 3. Follow the thread. Once you've named the emotion, trace it. Ask yourself, where did this begin? When did I first feel like this? What lie did I begin believing in that moment? Maybe someone made you feel worthless and you accepted it. Maybe trauma was buried deep and you built your identity around survival. Maybe you've been strong for too long and now the mask is cracking. Wherever the thread leads, go there. Don't rush it. Don't judge it. Because the truth, you can't heal what you're not willing to remember. Key transformation. Insight. The goal isn't to solve your pain in one sitting. The goal is to become the kind of person who is no longer afraid of facing it. When you stop flinching from your pain, it stops controlling you. It loses the power to dictate your reactions. It no longer hijacks your days. It becomes fuel. Because after enough time in the fire, you stop fearing the flames. You become the fire. Daily ritual. Emotional warrior check-in. Every night before sleep, ask yourself, what emotion showed up today? Did I face it or avoid it? What did it teach me? Log this. Make emotional mastery your training ground. The more fluent you become in your own inner language, the more control you regain. And in time, that storm in your chest becomes a compass. It no longer drowns you. It guides you. Final words for lesson. 1. If you're struggling mentally, it's not because you're broken. It's because your soul is trying to get your attention. It's not sabotage. It's awakening. But awakening requires confrontation. And confrontation requires courage. Not the kind that looks heroic from the outside. The kind that happens in your room at 2 a.m. when you're shaking, crying, and still choosing not to run. That is real power. So don't numb it. Don't dismiss it. Don't flee. Face it. Name it. Learn from it. Then turn that pain into your new sword. Lesson 2. Break the inner script and rewire the dialogue. Theme. Your mind is your kingdom. If you don't take the throne, the imposter within will rule in your place. The hidden battlefield. The loudest war is not out there in the world. It's in your head. It's the whisper behind your actions, the constant static behind your choices, the narrator that you didn't even know was narrating your every move. And here's the sick truth. Most people never question the voice inside. They assume it's them. But it's not. That voice, your inner script, was installed. By what? By a broken parent who told you you'd never be good enough. By a school system that graded your worth in letters. By a friend who laughed at your dream and made you shrink. By years of failure that were never processed, just buried. And now it's a loop. I can't. I'm not built for that. I always mess it up. What's the point? I'll never change. I'm too late. I'm not like them. Over and over, until it becomes identity. But identity is not permanent. It's programmable. And if you have the courage to rewrite the code, you become unstoppable. Why this step matters. If lesson 1 is about uncovering the pain, lesson 2 is about breaking the mechanism that keeps feeding it. Because the biggest lie is that you need to fix everything out there first. No. The prison isn't out there. It's the mental script you obey without even realizing it. And until you take the pen back, you'll keep living someone else's version of who you are. Interrogate the voice. Once you've identified a toxic belief, shine a floodlight on it. Ask, who gave me this belief? Was that person wise, empowered, whole? Is it based on truth or on a wound? What would happen if I chose to believe the opposite instead? You'll realize most of your beliefs aren't yours. They were handed to you by broken systems and small people. And you've been loyal to those beliefs out of habit, not truth. Now it's time to betray them. Write your new commands. This isn't about repeating cheesy affirmations. This is about writing warrior-level replacements, commands that override the script. Here's how. Keep them short, strong, and present tense. Make them your new internal orders. Speak them daily, especially when the storm hits. Examples. Old script. I always fail. New command. I learn. I adapt. I rise. Old script. I'm too late. New command. This is my beginning. Time obeys me. Old script. I'm not good enough. New command. I was forged for more. You don't whisper these. You declare them. Over and over until the neurons rewire and your body starts believing it too. Daily practice. Mind rewire ritual. Every morning before the world gets in your head, identify the dominant negative thought from yesterday. Write it down. Cross it out with force. Write your counter command beneath it. Speak it out loud 3 times with intensity. Do this for 30 days. Track the shifts. Your mind will fight back at first. It will try to defend the old script. Good. That means you're in the arena. That means the change is working. Advanced work. Speak the commands during pressure. It's one thing to rewrite your beliefs in silence. It's another to speak power during adversity. So next time you feel anxiety, shame, doubt, or fear, stop. Breathe. Speak. Even if your voice shakes. Even if you don't believe it yet. Because speaking a command in darkness is how you create the light. Key transformation. Insight. You cannot have a strong life with a weak inner voice. If your inner voice is still the one from your broken past, you will sabotage every blessing that tries to reach you. The mind must submit to your vision, not the other way around. Once you understand that thoughts are tools, not masters, you stop being a victim to your emotions and become the architect of your reality. Final words for lesson 2. Your inner voice is not your destiny. It's a script, and every script can be rewritten. Right now, the world inside your head is either your kingdom or your cage. Either you rule it or it rules you. So take the throne, kill the old king, write the new laws, and make your mind your strongest ally, not your silent assassin. Because at the end of the day, the voice you hear the most should be the one that leads you to war and brings you back victorious. Lesson 3. Build rituals to anchor chaos. Theme. When the mind becomes a storm, ritual becomes the rope you tie around your soul to keep it from drifting away. Why you feel lost. Let's be real. If you're mentally struggling, it's not always because your life is collapsing. It's because your internal systems are collapsing. You wake up late. You eat garbage. You react all day instead of act. You sleep at 3 a.m., wondering why you feel so unstable. Your day owns you. Your emotions drag you by the throat, and chaos becomes your norm. Here's the truth. Your mind cannot thrive in disorder. Your soul cannot grow in randomness, and your body cannot survive in neglect. This is the silent killer of the modern world. Lack of structure. Without rituals, your mind will default to destruction. Because nature abhors a vacuum, and when there's no discipline, the darkness moves in. So if you want clarity, focus, stability, and power, you don't need more motivation, you need a ritualized life. Why this step matters. Structure isn't restrictive, it's liberating. It's the difference between a slave to emotion and a soldier of command. It's what separates those who constantly try to get it together from those who build empires in silence. You don't need more freedom. You need better containers for your energy. Think of your mind as a wild beast. Without a cage, it runs into traffic. But with training, with rhythm, with ritual, it becomes a weapon. The inner work. Design the framework. This isn't about building a perfect schedule. It's about creating ritual anchors. Moments in your day that don't ask for permission. They happen no matter what. Start with the core 3 rituals. 1. The wake-up ritual. This is your first act of war against the chaos. It sets the tone. It programs your mind before the world infects it. Key goals. Get up at the same time every day, even if you slept like hell. Make your bed, a small act of control first thing. No phone for the first 30 minutes. The world can wait. Add-ons, optional. Cold shower, meditation or breath work, reading or journaling. This isn't about hype, it's about ownership. You're declaring, I'm in charge. 2. The movement ritual. Your mind is trapped in your body. And if your body is sluggish, heavy, tight, your mind becomes foggy and weak. Movement isn't for aesthetics. It's your therapy, your grounding, your kill switch for spirals. Key goals. Move every single day. Period. It can be lifting, walking, stretching, punching a heavy bag. It doesn't matter. Minimum, 20 minutes. Ideal, 45 to 60 minutes of sweat, strain, and presence. Bonus tip. Move before you think. Don't wait for motivation. Move until it arrives. 3. The shutdown ritual. The day is over, but your mind won't stop. That's because you haven't given it permission to shut down. You need a system to close the gates of your mind. Key goals. 1 hour before bed, turn off all bright screens. Journal 3 things. What did I conquer today? What pulled me off course? What's my battle plan for tomorrow? Stretch. Read. Silence. If your final hour of the day is filled with noise, chaos, and dopamine, don't expect peace to greet you in your dreams. Bonus rituals to layer in. Meal ritual. Eat with awareness. No multitasking. Fuel the body like it's a war machine. Breath ritual. 3 deep breaths every time you catch yourself spiraling. Inhale dominance. Exhale chaos. Focus ritual. Before deep work, set a timer and declare, for the next 30 minutes, I own my focus. No excuses. You don't need 1,000 habits. You need 5 or 6 rituals you execute like a warrior sharpening his blade. Key transformation. Insight. Discipline creates stability. Stability creates clarity. Clarity creates confidence. And confidence leads to mental freedom. People who are mentally strong are not superhuman. They're simply strategic. They don't let life choose for them. They choose their own rhythms and live by them with religious consistency. Because when your rituals are dialed in, your life flows. The noise of the world, muted. The chaos of emotion, contained. The overwhelm, replaced with direction. Implementation challenge. The 7-day ritual rebuild. Choose 1 morning, 1 movement, and 1 night ritual. Write them down clearly and post them where you can see them. Execute for 7 straight days, no matter what. Track each day. No excuses. No skipped reps. Optional. If you fail a day, Restart the count. This isn't punishment. It's precision training. Remember, you are rewiring decades of disorder. Give it the respect it deserves. The warrior mindset shift. Rituals don't just manage your day. They reshape who you are. Every time you show up to your morning ritual, you tell your brain, I am disciplined. Every time you push through your movement ritual, you whisper to your body, I am strong. Every time you complete your night ritual, you declare, I protect my peace. And slowly, those whispers turn into identity. You stop being the one who struggles to survive, and you become the one who strategically dominates your mental space. Final words for lesson 3. The world is chaos. The mind is noise. The emotions are tides. But rituals are the anchors that keep you from being swept away. If you're struggling mentally, don't chase dopamine. Don't wait for clarity. Don't beg for peace. Build your day like a fortress, brick by brick, step by step, ritual by ritual. And when the darkness comes knocking, your structure will stand tall, and your mind will not crumble. Because you didn't hope to feel better. You trained for it. Lesson 4. Purge what destroys your peace. Theme. You cannot build a kingdom while sleeping in the enemy's camp. The silent thieves of sanity. If you're struggling mentally, don't just look inward. Look around you. Because sometimes, the enemy isn't your thoughts. It's the environment that breeds them. It's the people who reinforce them. It's the habits that slowly poison your clarity, your energy, your identity. Let's speak the truth no one wants to say. You're not just struggling. You're being drained. Every day. By people who say they care but bring nothing but chaos. Habits that seem harmless, but eat away at your discipline. Environments that suffocate your spirit and whisper failure into your ears. Digital noise that keeps your mind on a leash, barking at notifications. Comfort zones disguised as loyalty, nostalgia, or I've known them forever. You want to heal, grow, thrive, then stop watering the weeds. Why this step matters. You cannot build clarity in a mental swamp. You cannot climb with anchors tied to your ankles. And you will not break free until you stop giving energy to what was built to break you. If you're trying to get better while still keeping the toxins close, that's not healing. That's masochism. Cutting things out isn't cruelty. It's self-respect. It's wartime strategy. And in war, you don't negotiate with what weakens you. You eliminate it. The inner work. Identify, expose, and eliminate. Step 1. Conduct a brutal energy audit. Take a deep breath and ask, who drains me every time we talk? What habits leave me foggy, guilty, or unfocused? What places do I go to out of obligation, not elevation? What part of my daily routine feels like silent self-sabotage? List every single answer. Be ruthless. If it stings to write, it's probably the truth you've been avoiding. Label each one as either poison, destroys you; dead weight, holds you back; distraction, keeps you numb. And then circle the top 3 offenders. Those go first. Step 2. Cut without apology. This is where most people fail. They see the truth, then blink. They feel guilt. They second guess. They rationalize the poison. Maybe I'm being too harsh. They're not always bad. I'll just reduce it, not cut it completely. I've known them for years. Stop. This is your life. This is your mind. This is your climb. You don't owe anyone an explanation for saving yourself. If someone or something is consistently costing you your peace, your energy, your growth, you let it go, or it will destroy you. Cold? No. Clear. Step 3. Replace the void with power. Cutting creates space, and space must be consciously filled, or the old chaos creeps back in. Every toxic element you remove must be replaced with something that serves you. Cut gossip, replace with journaling or audiobooks. Cut toxic friends, replace with time alone or with vision-driven people. Cut late-night scrolling, replace with night rituals, silence, or breathwork. Cut mindless food, replace with clean fuel that sharpens your body and mind. This isn't just subtraction. This is strategic subtraction, plus empowered addition. This is how you cleanse the battlefield and rebuild your fortress. Key transformation. Insight. Letting go is a skill, and most never develop it. That's why they stay stuck. That's why they keep relapsing into depression and chaos. They try to heal, while still feeding what broke them. But not you. Not anymore. You're not here to babysit what drains you. You're here to rise. And rising requires release. The warrior's litmus test. Ask yourself, if I was already the strongest, clearest, most powerful version of myself, would I allow this in my life? If the answer is no, then why are you tolerating it now? Would the future version of you text that ex at 2 a.m., tolerate the friend who constantly complains, eat trash food to numb emotions, waste hours scrolling through filtered lives, walk into rooms that leave you empty? You know the answer. So stop pretending you don't. Implementation challenge. The 3-week purge protocol. Week 1. Digital detox. Unfollow every account that stirs envy, comparison, or useless noise. Set screen time limits. No phone in bed. No phone in the bathroom. Replace digital consumption with purposeful learning, books, podcasts, silence. Week 2. Environmental purge. Clean your space, declutter, organize, throw away clothes you haven't worn in a year. Create one sacred area, your command zone for thinking, journaling, or planning. Week 3. Relationship and habit detox. List 3 people or conversations you need space from. Initiate distance with respect, not guilt. Replace time spent with them with time spent on your mind, body, or goals. Cut one bad habit and track its absence daily. This is your reset. You're not just detoxing. You're declaring that your peace is no longer up for negotiation. Final words for lesson 4. You don't need to add more to your life right now. You need to subtract the rot. Because when the wrong things leave, the right things can breathe. And when your mind is no longer soaked in poison, clarity returns, energy returns, you return. You don't need to be a people pleaser. You need to be your own protector. So burn the bridges, cut the cords, silence the noise. Walk away from anything that makes you question your worth, your vision, or your sanity. Not tomorrow. Not when it's convenient. Now, because you'll never find peace in the same place you lost it. Lesson 5. Design and assume the warrior identity. Theme. You do not find your power. You forge it through sweat, fire, and ruthless self-definition. The crisis. Beneath the surface. You've faced your pain. You've challenged your thoughts. You've built structure and cleared the rot. But there's still one question clawing at your soul. Who am I without the struggle? Most people stay trapped in darkness, not because they can't heal, but because their entire identity is wrapped in suffering. They know how to be the victim. They know how to be the overthinker. They know how to be the one who's always working on themselves. But ask them to step into a new version of themselves, a version forged in victory, not victimhood. They flinch, because becoming someone new means killing who you were. And that kind of death takes courage. Why this step matters. Every action you take is based on your identity, not your goals, not your motivation. Your self-image controls your decisions. Think about it. If you believe you're broken, you'll keep choosing things that reinforce that belief. If you believe you're inconsistent, you'll sabotage every breakthrough. If you believe you're just not that disciplined, you'll never show up when it counts. This is deeper than mindset. This is identity programming. And here's the secret most people never grasp. You are not born with an identity. You build it. You choose it. You declare it. You reinforce it until it becomes your new normal. The inner work. Reconstruct the warrior. Step 1. Burn the false labels. Make a list of all the labels you've been living under. Labels you never consciously chose. The quiet one. The one who always messes up. The people pleaser. The anxious one. The failure. These labels aren't yours. They're hand-me-downs. They came from past pain, societal programming, childhood wounds. Now it's time to kill them. Write each one on paper. One by one. Burn them. Rip them. Destroy them. Symbolically erase their grip on your psyche. Why? Because you cannot rise while chained to an identity that was built during your lowest moments. Step 2. Design the warrior blueprint. Now ask yourself, if I was already operating at my highest level, mentally sharp, physically strong, spiritually grounded, who would I be? Don't answer with fluff. Answer with clarity. Write 3 to 5 I am statements that define the new you. These are your commands, your new code. Examples. I am the type of person who follows through, no matter the resistance. I am forged in discipline. Every day I choose strength over comfort. I am a clear thinker, a precise actor, and a relentless force of nature. I am a leader of self. My emotions obey me, not the other way around. These are not affirmations. These are identity declarations. They are who you must become in order to thrive. And if they feel fake at first, good. That's how transformation begins. Step 3. Step into the identity through action. Now the real work begins. You must act like the new you until the world believes it. And so do you. That means every day, you take one brave, aligned action that reflects your new identity. If your new identity is disciplined, wake up early and train even when you don't feel like it. If your new identity is a builder, spend 60 minutes daily creating something that matters. If your new identity is a warrior, show up with power, even in silence, even when tired, even when no one is watching. Do not wait until it feels right. That's not the path of a warrior. That's the path of a prisoner. You act as if, until the mind aligns, until the soul accepts, until the body obeys. Key transformation. Insight. You don't rise by fixing your past. You rise by redefining your future and becoming it. Stop thinking healing means going back to who you were before the pain. That version of you didn't survive the fire. You are becoming someone new, someone built because of the fire. Your past is not your identity. Your emotions are not your identity. Your trauma is not your identity. Your decisions are your identity. And you can choose new ones, starting now. Daily identity ritual. The morning war declaration. Every morning, before the world grabs you, stand in front of the mirror. Speak your I am statements out loud with intensity. Visualize yourself living that identity. How you walk, talk, train, work. Write down one action you'll take today that reflects that identity. End the day by checking, did I live like the new me or the old one? Track it, adjust, repeat. This is your daily armor. This is how you rewire your destiny, one choice at a time. The shift. When others begin to notice. When you step into the warrior identity, people will notice. Some will admire you. Some will try to pull you back into the old version of yourself because it made them comfortable. Expect resistance. Expect doubt. Expect isolation. But don't flinch, because the ones who truly matter won't be the ones who liked you better weak. They'll be the ones who rise with you. And the rest? Let them drown in nostalgia. You've got a war to win. Final words for Lesson 5. You will not drift into power. You will not stumble into greatness. You will not accidentally become the person you were born to be. You must design that person and live like them long before the world hands you the reward. So choose your identity. Etch it in your soul. Speak it into the void until the void answers back. And when doubt returns, as it always will, don't shrink. Look it in the eyes and say, I'm not who I was. I am who I decided to become. And I decide everything. Lesson 6. Live with relentless inner command. Theme. If you don't command your mind will command you. And it does not care if it destroys you in the process. The final shift. From reaction to command. This is where most people stop. They do the journaling. They talk about healing. They build a few routines, cut a few people, speak a few affirmations, and then they wait. They wait for the peace to settle in. They wait for the motivation to show up again. They wait for life to finally give them permission to feel better. No. Waiting is submission. And submission is death when it comes to the war inside your head. You don't get to wait anymore. You must command. Because if your mind is the battlefield, then command is the weapon that turns you from victim to general. This is not about getting better. This is about building mental dominance. This is about being the one who controls the narrative every single day. Whether it rains, burns, or breaks around you. Why this step matters. You can have the perfect routines. You can cut the right people. You can design the most powerful identity in the world. But if you don't live every day with intentional inner command, you'll still crumble at the first sign of chaos. Why? Because the world is not safe. It's not predictable. It's not fair. There will be days when your triggers scream, your energy disappears, and your vision blurs. And when that day comes, you either fall into your old programming, or you rise through command. The inner work. Train the commander within. Step 1. Install the language of command. Your inner voice is either a leader or a liability. You must begin to speak to yourself with the tone of authority. No more begging. No more maybe tomorrow. No more I'll try. Replace soft, uncertain language with commands. Instead of, I hope I can get up early. I rise at 5. No discussion. Maybe I'll try to hit the gym. We train today. Weakness dies today. I feel off. Maybe I should rest. We move anyway. Emotion does not control the mission. Speak like a warrior speaks, because your subconscious obeys tone, not logic. The sharper your voice, the more precise your actions. Step 2. Build the mental fortress. Your inner world must become a place of order. Not noise, not panic, not wishful thinking. A fortress. Here's how. Start every day with solitude and strategy. Even 10 minutes. Sit in silence. Review your goals. Speak your identity. Protect your inputs. The mind eats what you feed it. Limit entertainment. Consume only what sharpens you. Avoid conversations that confuse or drain. Set time blocks for chaos-free zones. Create times during your day where your mind is fully owned by you. No interruptions. No reactive energy. Just execution. If your mind is untrained, the world will use it against you. So take it back. Brick by brick. Rule by rule. Step 3. Practice emotional authority. Most people are slaves to emotion. Anger controls them. Fear stops them. Sadness paralyzes them. Ego blinds them. But not you. Not anymore. Command means you are the space between the emotion and the reaction. You feel the wave, but you choose the action. Here's how you train this. When anger hits, don't explode. Pause. Breathe. Ask, what's the mission right now? When anxiety rises, don't run. Observe it. Say, you may speak, but I do not obey. When doubt creeps in, confront it directly. Who sent you? Who benefits if I believe you? This is emotional detachment in its rawest form. Not apathy, but command. Because a warrior doesn't let emotion steer the ship. They let it speak. And then, they steer anyway. Step 4. Lead yourself daily, even when no one's watching. True command is not loud. It's consistent. It's brushing your teeth even when depressed. It's eating clean even when you're heartbroken. It's finishing the workout when your soul says quit. It's holding the line when no one will ever see it. Leadership of self is the core of mental strength. So stop looking for praise. Stop needing permission. Stop waiting for someone to notice your effort. Do it for one reason. Because you said you would. Key transformation. Insight. The mind will always seek the path of least resistance. But you must become the one who imposes the path of highest alignment. Not what's easy, not what feels good, but what makes you stronger. When you master this, you become untouchable. Because no matter what happens, you still lead. You still show up. You still think clearly. You still move precisely. And that, right there, is the difference between surviving life and owning it. Daily command protocol. 1. Morning command. Before the phone. Before the world. Look in the mirror and speak your orders. Declare who you are and what must be done. 2nd midday checkpoint. At your lowest energy point, usually around 2 to 3 p.m., step away. Reset. Breathe. Ask, am I reacting or commanding? Correct course if needed. 3rd evening review. No screens, just stillness. Ask, did I lead or follow today? What broke my command? And how will I fix it tomorrow? Write down 3 sentences that sharpen your clarity for the next day. Final words. For lesson 6, this is the threshold, the final gate. You've faced the pain. You've rewritten your story. You've cut the poison. You've built structure. You've chosen your identity. Now, you live it. Not once. Not when it's easy. Every day. With force. With focus. With command. The world will try to distract you. Your emotions will try to trick you. Life will throw setbacks at your feet. But none of that matters anymore. Because you are no longer a passenger. You are the commander of the ship, the architect of the mind, the guardian of the gate. And now, you move with clarity. You speak with power. You act with ruthless intention. Because the struggle didn't break you. It gave birth to your authority. And now, you lead. Every hour, every choice, every breath. No more drifting. No more begging for peace. You command it. To every returning warrior, we see you. You've walked through fire. You've chosen discipline when it was easier to break. You've faced the storm inside your mind and refused to kneel. You are the reason this movement lives. You are the proof that struggle doesn't define us. Command does. Every share, every comment, every moment you push play on one of these speeches. You're not just consuming content. You're breathing life into a revolution. From the bottom of the battlefield, thank you. Stay sharp. Stay ruthless. Stay loyal to the mission. And to those who are new here, this is your moment. This is more than a channel. This is a call to arms for those who are done waiting to be saved. We are building a legion of men and women who lead themselves, who reject the victim mindset, who rebuild themselves brick by brutal brick. No sugarcoating, no false promises, just war-tested wisdom for those ready to take the hard path to total inner dominance. If you're done with the lies, the weakness, the chaos, subscribe, join the movement, become part of a brotherhood, a sisterhood, a force of nature that cannot be stopped, because something massive is coming. And when it arrives, only the warriors will be ready. Subscribe now, sharpen your edge, and we'll see you on the front lines. Love, honor, respect. GrimFace.